All right. Well, Mr. Lee, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh,
Welcome to the podcast. Like I said, we're gonna cover college football through week 4, and then the NFL. So I do want to ask you, what are your top topics here that you want to cover specifically?
I would say the fifth week of college football, fourth week of the NFL, the future of the Chicago Bears, the New York Jets, and why on God's green earth is Sean Payton still the head coach.
Ooh, okay. All right. So where do you want to start? College, or you want to start with the Bears?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Since I like Justin Fields, we can start. We can start with the Bears.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. Did you see the post that came out earlier on Facebook saying Justin Fields is a bust and
Yeah,
showing
he's
terrible
cooked.
stats?
He's cooked, but it's more so the organization than him. And I'll just say this. In sports, whether it's the NBA, NFL, MLB, MLS, NHL, team sports,
Yeah,
where you go or where you get drafted to matters.
absolutely.
Now, in the NBA, you can somewhat get away with winning or being successful in a bad organization. I mean, LeBron proved that his whole career.
Yeah,
But again, that's LeBron.
right.
But in the NBA, but you have a little bit more impact per se because you can impose your will a little bit more because you're not relying on 52 other players on the roster. In the NBA, you're only relying on really 10 to an additional 9 to 10 people, worth at the most 14 other people on the roster. So you can somewhat get away with it and impose your will a little bit more. And you can get away with going to a somewhat of an incompetent organization and win in spite of it. But in general, in the NFL, more than any other sport,
Yeah,
where you get drafted matters.
absolutely.
Coaching matters.
Mhm.
And Justin Fields, he has regressed. Last year was promising, even though the Bears stunk. This year, there's absolutely no hope whatsoever. I put it on the Bears and their GM and their coach more than Justin Fields. But in terms of him being successful in Chicago, he's
Yeah.
cooked. He is fried. It's over with.
I can
It
understand
is
that.
over.
I can understand that. Do you think they can recover from this? Do you,
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Do you think the Bears get rid of him before his 4th year?
Yeah, they're probably going to try to trade for him or something. But Justin Fields recovering from this situation, at least in Chicago, is almost impossible at this point. Again, I'm not going to sit here and psychoanalyze him or any other player because I'm not in their head. I'm not them, so I don't know what they're thinking. But you and I have a better chance of picking.
It's just like, do you think it's more of the front office has just given up on Justin Fields? Do you think they're not willing to actually do the real work to put pieces around him that actually make sense, or even an O-line to protect him?
Well, they just haven't gone about it the right way. They haven't drafted well at all. They didn't get the right coach. They didn't get the right GM. If you're going to get a defensive-minded head coach, his defense at least has to be good. His defense is not even good right now.
Right. They can get scored on pretty easily.
His defense is terrible.
Right.
So that's well. There you go.
Yeah.
they haven't drafted well. They made a huge mistake trading their first pick of the second round to the Steelers this past draft, or their second round pick.
That's true.
First pick of the second round. I like DJ Moore, but DJ Moore is pretty much invisible. Team is not good. I don't even know what the team is. It's just Justin Fields is just robotic, and the offensive line being terrible doesn't help either. So it's just, I'm not saying they haven't put in the effort, but the effort hasn't been good because they haven't made the correct personnel moves in order to make sure it doesn't give adequate chance of being successful. So it just hasn't worked out.
So what do you think? Out of the 17 games this year, they're already starting 0-3. They're definitely at the bottom of their division. However, the Vikings are also 0-3, which I think they're the best 0-3 team in the league. But where do you think this team ends up, this Bears team ends up by the end of the season?
Oh, man.
So looking at the schedule, they just got beat by the Chiefs. They got the Broncos, the Commanders, then they play the Vikings, the Raiders, Chargers. What was that?
I'm sorry for cutting you off. They do play the Broncos this Sunday, don't they?
This Sunday.
That's going to be the worst game in the last one.
Yeah, the Broncos look completely lost. They're also 0-3, so at least somebody will come out with a win. Now let's play a devil's advocate. What happens if we get a tie? We know you hate ties.
No, first of all, if those two teams tie, I'm not watching football for the rest of the year. How is it over? I'm not. I will not. And the Browns are finally decent for once. So I'm not watching.
Oh, the Browns are legit.
They are. But I'm not watching football for the rest of this year if they tie. If they both tie at 0-0, now I'm really not watching football.
Oh, if they tie at 0-0, that would be a miracle. Has that ever happened in the league?
I don't think so. But
I'm not sure.
But honestly, if that game ends in a tie, both coaches deserve to be fired just for that. That's horrible. The fact that this game was on, so thank the good Lord that it's not on Thursday night football.
Oh, I know.
Or Monday football.
Right.
You know, just for that, because you know there's a blackout. They just black out the game just because.
Well, I'm going to make one thing worse. The following week, the Bears are on the Thursday night game against the Commanders. So October 5th.
Oh, my God.
That's the Thursday night game.
Bro, that's the second year in a row they've been on Thursday night football.
Right.
Because last year they were on Thursday night football, and it was terrible.
And
what was the NFL scheduling committee thinking about?
That's a great question. I think they just know that. Is it that every team has to play a Thursday night game? So they have to have 16 of them, I believe. I think that's how it works. So they just find somewhere to put them in.
Well, they should have made an exception for. They should have made an exception for 4 teams this year: the Bears, the Broncos, the Commanders, and probably the Panthers.
The Panthers. We got to talk about them later on, and I got to put that one on the list because I'm pretty sure they are sitting over there crying their lives away.
That's real quick. They are. There's. The Texans are thanking 2 people. Well, no, they're thanking one person, and they're thanking one organization. They're thanking them, and they're thanking Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith he should have lifetime employment.
And yet, he's the one that was fired for winning that last game.
Exactly, he should have lifetime employment by the Texans. Just that. Lifetime employment. You know what? I might be petty. Wait, do the Texans and Panthers play each other this year? I hope they do.
Do the Texans and the Panthers play each other? We gotta look this up. Let's see. What's the Texans schedule? They do October 29th.
You know what? Just for that, Where's it at, though?
At the Panthers.
Oh, I wish it was in Houston, just so the Bears could have a ring of honor. I would have done it. Just to be petty, I would have done it.
If it was in Houston, I would have went to the game. I would have called off for that day.
Oh my goodness! but you know what? Since he's in Carolina, you know what? They still should invite Lovie Smith in. Just have him be my Brady captain.
But we know how to beat your team from last year. Learn out all the tactics from him.
Oh my gosh! Just absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Only 3 games, but what in the world did the Panthers see in Bryce Young to the point where they said, you know what? He's our guy. CJ Stroud just ain't cutting it. You're like, based on what? Oh, I know. They were scouting the helmet, not the player.
Exactly. And we're still going to be guilty of that because what they will say is this, because this comparison has been made quite a lot. Well, we have Tua, Jalen Hurts, and Mac Jones, who are all starters. And the person who recently left right after Mac Jones was, of course, Bryce Young. And a lot of people argue that Bryce Young might have been better than all 3 of those guys at Bama.
Oh my gosh.
And I think I would argue all day that he wasn't. That's my argument, but a lot of people say that Bryce Young was actually a lot better than those 3 guys, and so his game should transfer over to the NFL a lot better than them. I'm not exactly sure. Now, maybe it could be that maybe Bryce Young needs the same 3-year time frame, just like the other 3 guys did, to really adjust to the game. Jalen Hurts, from his first year, he didn't do that well. But then after he went to the Eagles, I don't know what he changed. I don't know where he was training or anything like that. But the guy went from 0 to 100 instantly.
Yeah.
So is that the same route for Bryce Young? Does he need 3 years or so just to get his feet wet in the league and figure it out?
I don't know. Brandon, you know, every player and their developmental process is different.
It's very different.
Some guys develop right away.
Right.
And some guys takes a season or 2. So, problem is, NFL coaches, well, primarily NFL franchises, they're not patient.
That's true. They want to win now.
They want to win now, and most of them aren't realistic. Like the Chicago Bears not winning the Super Bowl.
No. And if they do, we need to come back to this video or to this recording.
If they do, I'm moving to it. But the Panthers, they're not snicking the Super Bowl.
No.
But they're realistic. That hey, okay, we drafted Bryce Young #1 overall.
Yeah.
He's going to take his lumps.
Right.
Let's let them. Obviously, we want to win every game, but we have to be realistic. Let's use this as a year to build on, and then let's get better and see how he improves next year. It used to be a year-by-year basis where you're given 3-4 years.
That's true.
Well, your first year, okay, when you're not beating a good football team, that's expected. That's understood. But we want to see a leap in terms of progress year 3 and 4. But the problem is, everyone thinks that okay, we got the quarterback. We can win now, or we can win next year. It's like first and foremost, it takes time to build a roster.
Absolutely.
You're not going to do all of your needs overnight or in one draft. It just doesn't work that way. Number one.
That's true.
And then number 2, it's not Patrick Mahomes' fault directly, but it's his fault indirectly because he was so good his first 4 years starting.
Right.
Everybody on quarterback supposed to operate.
Yeah, everybody kind of put that expectation on everyone coming in.
Exactly, and yeah, get a few things. Number one, he's a generational talent.
Right.
Every quarterback, or not a generational talent. Number one.
Exactly.
And then number two, you have to look at the situation he was drafted into. That matters.
Absolutely. I mean, Tyreek Hill, that whole squad that they had, he came into a perfect O-line. They didn't have to pay him much because it's the first 4-year contract with the NFL rules. He came into the perfect situation. And then a great coach on top of that. And coaching. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Nobody's going to mistake Matt Eberflus for Andy Reid.
Right.
All right, that's like me comparing Butch Davis to Jimmy Johnson. It just doesn't work. but you know, we'll see. I know we said we're going to talk about the Bears.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Jets.
The Jets.
Zach Wilson's done. Oh, he's cooked. He is.
Who, Zach Wilson?
Oh yeah, it's over.
Well, they don't have a choice. They got to keep him.
I know. And if they can't get a decent backup, which and all indication points to they're not going to be able to, they're not going to the playoffs. They can kiss their playoff dreams goodbye. It's just that it's a dream. They have no shot. Zach Wilson's done. If anything, they probably would have been they would have been better by drafting Justin Fields with 2 overall. Honestly, and
that would have been a better place for him to be.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Much better.
Much from that offensive line is slightly better. It's not as good.
Right.
Not much better. I mean, it's slightly better, but it's not much better.
But his main weapon is who he threw to in college, Garrett Wilson.
And coaching is way better.
And coaching is better.
Exactly. And Garrett Wilson. I like DJ Moore, but he's no Garrett Wilson.
Right.
But they have no shot. They have no shot whatsoever. They're done for. They really chose Zach Wilson because of his pro day. Honestly,
I hate pro day because it's set up for you to succeed.
Exactly. The NFL should just disregard pro days from here on out.
Yeah, I really don't get the point of pro days. They're like the most pointless workouts. Everything has to be perfect. Everything is set up to be perfect, and these coaches show up, they gawk at everything. Oh my God, did you see that throw? No one's defending him. Of course you see that throw.
They're doing it in shorts.
Right.
No football pads. There's no defenders.
No pads, no nothing. He's in perfect condition. There's no weather. They're indoors in a field house. Everything better be right. So I understand.
Yep, that's the NFL for you.
That is the NFL. But you know what? I came into the season saying my Patriots are the worst team in the AFC East. Now we're only the third worst. We just got to figure out the other 2 teams now. I think the Jets, we can beat them twice and survive there. But the Bills and the Dolphins, I still got 2 other problems there. So we shall see. And actually, the Patriots' defense is kind of shocking me a little bit, especially against the Jets, the way they held out. I was actually proud of them for that one. And also, when they played the Eagles, they played very well. So the Jets are done. Zach Wilson will probably remain a backup quarterback unless he goes to another team that desperately needs a quarterback, because there definitely are not 32 starters in the league right now. And somebody could use him, but it's not the Jets. And as soon as Aaron Rodgers is healed up, that's all over.
Yeah.
Even at 40 years old, which he will be next year.
Yeah.
But the Jets definitely better find a quarterback in the draft or something, because if they don't plan on keeping Zach Wilson or something, Aaron Rodgers is only going to be around for a few more years at the most and could retire at any point. So I hope they're planning that out very closely.
No. Going to be interesting.
Oh,
Be very.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to find that one out. Now, what about Sean Payton? Him still being a coach? The Broncos.
Drew Brees on line one, please.
If Drew Brees came out of retirement, that would not be fair.
Well, yeah.
If he,
look, I'm not saying Sean Payton is, Nathaniel Hackett. Actually, not. Nathaniel Hackett last year.
Yeah.
Did post like this.
Absolutely.
They didn't get that many points.
Absolutely.
You know what's so funny?
What?
Because Sean Payton, really the last year or offseason prior to him accepting the coaching job for Broncos, talked about how he's two being benched for Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
But I saw posts all over the internet that quoted what Sean Payton said, and people said, "Yeah, you're right. Tua did get benched," and I just laughed.
I really do wonder what's going on in that front office right now in Denver. I'm not going to lie. His focus was so much on Tua being benched that he forgot to coach his team, because that's what it looked like this past Sunday.
Tua was 16 of 16 at halftime.
Yeah, ridiculous.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad when he scored he threw a touchdown. If he had a touchdown pass, that was a no-look shovel pass.
Right.
On it. That's how you know. He did a magic no-look pass in football. That's horrible.
He wanted to send a message. He wanted to bring out his inner Patrick Mahomes, who does that all the time for some odd reason.
Oh my goodness. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Tua had more touchdowns than he had incompletion. Think about that.
He had more touchdowns than incompletions.
He had more touchdown passes than he had incompletions.
I gotta see this.
Look, I'm gonna read it off to you right now. It is awful. I mean, terrible. Look at this. Look at this. Tua was 23 of 26. He had 4 touchdown passes. Come on, man.
If that's not a message or to show his improvement, then what does Sean Payton want out of Tua?
And let me say this. Because at times I can be petty.
Okay.
You know what I would have been? Because the record for points in a game, 73.
Oh wow.
I think it was like fourth and 5 or something like that. They elected to take a knee. Oh no, I'm going for it.
Yeah, I would have went for it. Just to send a message. And was the 73 points done against the Broncos? Because that would have been embarrassing.
I forgot who it was done against, but the record was 73.
Well, I mean,
worst case scenario, I would have tied it just to set that.
I mean, if I'm the Broncos owner, I start thinking this coach has to go. These players don't want to play for him, and the players have been very vocal about this, that they don't want to play for Sean Payton.
And here's the thing. You know how much I like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Teams are already thinking about inquiring about Jerry Jeudy.
Absolutely.
Already. And there's some teams who have interest in him. The Browns are one of them. And the Broncos, they lost all leverage in terms of trying to get a first round pick for Jerry Jeudy. That shit is safe.
Right.
They have no leverage.
Right.
So if I'm the Browns, because I think they do need one more wide receiver.
You swoop in for the
deal.
deal.
We'll talk about the Browns shortly.
Okay.
But if I'm the Browns, I was like, hey, obviously Jerry Jeudy's not going to be a part of you guys' plans in the future.
Right.
We'll give you a third, or we'll give you a fourth for Jerry Jeudy right now.
Okay.
He would go for third and fourth. There's no way any team's going to offer a fourth for second.
It's so sad to think of Jerry Jeudy for such a great talent he is to go for a third or fourth, but
yeah, and it's not his fault.
Right, they have no leverage.
they have no leverage, and more importantly, it was the situation that he was dealt with
Right.
by going to the Broncos, who really had no plan from the start.
Right.
They had no plan from the start. Oh, and guess what?
What?
Tua wasn't even sacked.
Tua was or he was not?
Tua was not even sacked.
Well, I mean, if you're 23 for 26, I would imagine the other 3 passes were just drop passes. Or something was thrown out of bounds or something like that. It was only 3 passes, though.
Well, what if he didn't have any? Oh, my goodness. If he didn't have any.
100% completion rate? What did he throw for? 300 yards or more?
309.
A 309.
What? He got perfect quarterback rating.
Of course.
But this is QBR in the 80s. It's 88.7. Like, what did he do wrong?
Maybe he took the knee in the end and that cost him the points for the QBR.
He's a what?
Maybe he took the knee at the end, causing him some points on the QBR.
He wasn't even in the game at the end.
So what would they base that off of? Let's see.
I have no idea. Maybe 3 incompletions, but even then it was terrible. He should have had a 100 QBR. And that's one thing. I hate QBR and I hate pro football grades.
Right.
I mean, PFF grades. Because they are terrible. They don't take into account what the play is supposed to be, what somebody's assignment was. They don't take into account any of those nuances or any of those.
No, that's necessarily for the fans. Yeah, it's for the fans. Yeah.
And they grade. It's terrible.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And that's mainly for the fans so they have something to talk about. But they made his QBR the same as his completion percentage. QBR 88, completion percentage 88.5.
Oh my goodness. Jalen Waddle didn't even play in the game. Good Lord.
I know. Is he injured though? What is actually going on with Jalen Waddle?
I think he got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt against the Patriots.
Against the Patriots, okay.
Remember that one big hit he took?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they were being cautious.
Yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't have any other leg injuries or anything like that, though. You know, like what happened to him in his last year at Bama.
With Jalen Waddle, they scored 84 points.
They would have had the most points scored in the league.
Oh, God.
Will anybody else beat the Broncos? Okay, so what if, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but what if the Bears beat the Broncos 60-0? What if? I'm just being devil's advocate, but then what do we say after that?
That's easy for me. I'm fully confident.
This should be interesting. I mean, this should be a turnaround game for the Bears, but Sean Payton, I think everyone agrees that, you know, he might be a good coach, or it could have just been Drew Brees bailed him out, but it's not working in Denver. I think they need to move on from Sean Payton. Money is not a problem for him anyways, so, you know, he can move on. Nothing will really change in his life. But the question is, who would the Broncos get if they get rid of Sean Payton? Who's out there right now that they can get immediately?
I don't know, but I know this. Eric Bieniemy needs to be head coach.
Yeah, but he's black, and we know the issue with that. And I know all these people will say, well, you have D'Amico, you got the coach out in Pittsburgh and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah,
not the
black
majority.
coach.
Yeah, for a reason.
And I've always heard this, and again, I've never had issues with white people. I've always had good experience in regards to white people. But I hear quite a few people say this when it comes to black coaches. What happened to just hiring the best person for the job? That's the problem. They're not always white.
Yeah, but, you know, when racial stuff starts to play the game, I mean, what can you do? Because ultimately, the owners have to still write the check for the head coach. They still have to be okay with the head coach, and, you know, they have all the PR and everything else that they have to do, showing the reasons why this person was chosen over another person. and yada yada. So they all have to play that game in one way or another.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting work.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of disgusting work, did you see that bull jive Josh McDaniels pulled off Sunday?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. So the Raiders were down 8 points. I want to say it was 20. They were down 5 points. It was 23-18.
Okay.
They were down 8 points. It was 23-15.
Okay.
They needed an extra point, or no, they needed a touchdown to tie the game.
Okay.
The Raiders think they had all of the timeouts.
Okay.
For no reason. But then the Steelers had a flag thrown on them for leverage. So then after three plays in a row, Sean Payton doesn't convert first down.
Really?
It was like a little over 2 minutes.
No,
he insisted on kicking a field goal instead of going for a touchdown. And it was just game-winning touchdown.
Was that in the red zone?
Yes, in the red zone. He kicks the field goal, and then guess what? Steelers get the ball back. Raiders use all 3 of their timeouts. They don't see the ball again.
Of course, you're not going to see the ball again. Because if I'm the Steelers, my job now is to ice the game. They put it on a platter for you. Just get a first down. It's over.
That's exactly what they did, and it was just terrible coaching. And Devontae Adams was frustrated. He was upset. I
don't blame him either. You took away all the chances that you could have actually come back. Matter of fact, you could have won with a touchdown and 2-point conversion, but you chose to go with a safe play instead of playing aggressive when you were aggressive the whole time until you scored there. So that's an interesting coaching decision.
I agree. It was terrible.
Yeah. Agreed. But no, I did not see that. Josh McDaniels, they've been, for the most part, it seems like a lot of people question his wants to, or their want to keep him as a head coach. Do you think this is a good long-term thing for him to be in Vegas? Do you think this is a long-term job? No?
No. They hired him in the first place.
Yeah. No, I mean, no one knows, really.
You have Airbnb. For some reason, Pat Hamilton is not in the league. You have other coaches, the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
For to be a head coach.
Right.
You have a special teams coach.
Right.
For the Browns, who could become a head coach. I forget his name. But yeah, all of these. Let me take that back. But you have all these qualified head coaches, and they can't even get jobs, or they're getting passed over. It's just this favorite team.
Or even some college coaches that they can't seem to entice enough to come to the league, which I find that interesting too.
Yeah, because they don't have the leverage it.
Right.
Like I'm sorry, if I'm a good college coach, I'm getting paid 7 years, $128 million, and it's all fully guaranteed. I'm not going to the NFL.
No, there would be no point.
There'd be no point.
There'll be 0 point. And these colleges know that, and they are opening the checkbooks and keeping everyone intact. And I don't blame them at all, by the way. These colleges know that they want to win. They see all the changes that is happening across college football. Once you find a good coach, you keep him at all costs. Especially if they can get recruits in the door, because they will come to play just for that coach.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You keep him. And I agree 100% with them. Okay. All right. So Sean Payton has to go. And now, the next thing that you said, we got to talk about the Brownies. What is happening in Cleveland, and how did they go from what they did last year to right now the best defense in the NFL?
Well, they turned to the modern day 2000 Ravens.
That's exactly what they look like.
They've given up. Guess how many points they've given up in the 2 home games thus far? Just take a guess.
In the 2 home games?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 30 points total.
Oh, you're way off. They've given up 6 points total.
Whoa! In their home games?
In the home games. So they played 2 home games, 1 road game. They won 24-3 when they played Cincinnati. If it was for a bull giant penalty, it would have been 24-0. And then the Titans, they won 27-3.
Whoa! So no one's playing around the dog pound, basically. You come to the dog pound, you're playing Browns football.
Right, and the Steelers' offense, I believe, only scored 1 touchdown.
Wow.
For the Browns. I think it was, I think 1 touchdown. Maybe 2. Hold on, let's see. 1, 4. Yeah, only 1 offensive touchdown. So they've given up 13 points.
Season. And they've put up how many points in the season? They put up, what, 24, 27. 24. And what did they put up against the Steelers? Let me see, 51. They put up 22. So 73, and the Steelers put up 26 total on them. So they're really outscoring teams 73 to 30 to 32 right now.
Yeah, and honestly, and if you only count that 1 offensive touchdown the Browns gave up to the Steelers,
that's true.
It'd literally be
66. Or no, they scored 73. Yeah, and they only and they gave up 26 points.
I saw how the Raiders were moving up and down on Pittsburgh. I was just thinking to myself, how in the world did the Cleveland Browns lose? But then I figured
the game manager was lost. You lost the game manager.
Well, Nick Chubb, of course.
Nick Chubb, yeah.
But then, we got to talk about that. I saw something on that today.
Okay.
That and then the Browns turned the ball over 3 times. No, 4 times.
Right.
They turned the ball over 4 times.
Right.
They think that's turnovers and half they win the game.
I mean, 4 turnovers, you're pretty much beating yourself at that point.
Literally.
Yeah.
The Browns have the toughest test Sunday because they play the Ravens at home.
Ooh, a nice division game. The Ravens did they win their last game? Or no, they lost their last game.
Oh, they lost.
Yeah.
Referees terrible. They were awful against the Ravens. Awful.
That one was kind of stolen a little bit.
Yeah, it's like twice on the same drive. They missed twice in the 4th quarter. They missed the face mask penalty that would have put the Ravens literally like first.
For me, the one that got to me was the pass interference that was just blatantly not called at the end.
Oh, wait, and they didn't call it out.
With cameras and everything catching it, and even the whole stadium going, if that's not pass interference, I don't know what pass interference is.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That should have been half the distance to the goal.
That couldn't be more obvious, but it makes me wonder why it was not called. I really want to know what those refs were thinking. I think one thing that I would like to be added in the NFL is definitely I want to hear from the refs after the game.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. Like, the players, not even so much because we pretty much know what happened. We watched it. But I want to know what the refs have to say. Because I want to know some of those controversial questions come up. Why didn't you call that pass interference? I want to know the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be interesting. But with Nick Chubb gone, what did you want to say about Nick Chubb? Because, I mean, that's definitely the game manager.
That's what I want to say. Somebody said, I don't agree with it, but I at least have to consider it.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb being hurt in a way was kind of blessing the blessing in disguise for Deshaun Watson because now he gets to go back to what he does best, which is operate out of the shotgun at least 80% of the time. That's what he does best.
Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what? He does operate best in shotgun. He's spreading the ball out.
Okay.
But at the same time, I get it to the degree he wasn't in rhythm 100% because of the amount of time they were running the football. But in a way, it kind of made sense. I disagree with it, but in a way, it kind of makes sense because Watson was kind of used as a game manager his first 8 games, which the first 6 games I did.
Yeah.
Last week, because he's just coming back.
Yeah.
But I even understand the first week of this because it was raining. It was a raining monsoon. The conditions weren't good.
Right.
But they didn't. But he wasn't able to finally just let it rip until Sunday. He completed 82% of his passing.
Right. I think we can all agree that Deshaun Watson is a legitimate quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone really questions that. I think it's more of the fandom. I honestly think most of the people that question if Deshaun Watson is legit or not just want him to fail.
Oh, they 100% want him.
Yeah.
100%.
They don't want him to succeed.
Not a question.
Right.
They want him to fail.
The Houston fans have been a little quiet because they got C.J. Stroud and they're finally seeing the potential now. So they're kind of a little quiet and kind of forgetting about Deshaun Watson a little bit. So I wonder who are the leftovers just saying, hey, is this guy legit or not? I'm like, we've seen his work. This is not his first. He's not a rookie.
Yeah, that's true. They do have a tough test. Sunday they play the Steelers. That would be C.J. Stroud's toughest test of the game.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good game. And actually, it's here. Kind of wish I knew that sooner. But I gotta catch a couple Texans games this year before the season's over.
There's 2 games of 0-3 teams playing against each other. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and because the Vikings have to play. So, who are they playing?
The 0-3 Panthers.
The 0-3 Panthers. Okay, so I'm definitely taking the Vikings on that game, and then I will definitely take the Bears in the game against Denver. You know what? Let's do a quick rundown. I want to know who you're choosing to win on some of these games this coming week. So I'm gonna do a quick rundown, and then I'm gonna note them down. Okay. So we'll call NFL rundown. All right. Game 1, Packers-Lions.
Packers.
You got Packers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
They get the best wide receiver back, and he's been out for the hamstring for this training. So he'll be back. He'll be returning this Thursday. Aaron Jones he's still up in the air with that hamstring. He may play, but I'm picking back.
You're picking the Packers, okay? Yeah, I'm taking the Lions on that one. We'll see how that one goes. That one should be interesting. And then we got the Falcons and Jags.
I want to say the Falcons because I want them to run the football with Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
I'm really tempted. You know what? Screw it. Falcons.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Jags on that one. All right, so let's see which one is next. The Rams and the Colts.
Oh man.
Yeah, these are not gonna be easy.
If Anthony Richardson is clear to play, I'm like, you know what? I'm taking the Colts.
You're taking the Colts? Yeah, I'm taking the Colts on that one as well. I'm not sure exactly how good the Rams are right now, but they definitely don't look the same.
No, they're not that good.
They just don't look the same. All right, and then we come to your team against the Ravens. So Browns, Ravens. What we got?
You know what? I like Odell, obviously. I think he's going to be out for another week. I think the running back situation for the Ravens hasn't been resolved yet, especially with J.K. Dobbins out. They're not running football, guys.
No.
Forget about it. They're not running football. They may not be able to pass on it either. Now, Greg Newsom comes back, all that was huge. And you know what? I'm going to Browns.
You're going to Browns? I myself am going to Browns as well. The Browns. Absolutely taking the Browns on this one. All right. So then what we got next? We got the Vikings and the Panthers. Ooh, the 2 0-win teams. Like I told you earlier, I think the Vikings are the best winless team to date.
Yeah, I'm picking the Vikings.
Vikings, okay. Yeah, I got them also. And then we got the Bengals Titans. The Bengals are 2-1, or sorry, 1-2, and the Titans as well are 1-2.
I'm picking the Titans.
You're picking the Titans?
I'm picking the Titans.
All right, I'm taking the Bengals on this one. Who they? All right, Buccaneers Saints. Man, when Tom Brady was there, this was a great game. Him and Drew Brees. But now,
if Marshawn Lattimore plays, you can guarantee there's going to be a fight between him and Mike Evans.
Oh, you know it. Oh, you know it.
Mike Evans is probably going to body slam him again, and there's going to be a brawl like always. Mike Evans does not like that man at all. I really want to know, what did Marshawn Lattimore do to him? Mike Evans does not like that man at all. He hates him with a passion. I still want to know. But you know what? I'm taking the Saints.
You're taking the Saints? You know what? I don't know if I believe in Jameis Winston, and that's the only reason why I'm going with the Buccaneers.
You believe in Baker Mayfield?
Yeah. If you say those terms loosely, maybe, but not fully. Definitely not. But he's been playing pretty decently this year, sadly. So
yeah, except for Monday.
Except for Monday?
Yeah, he played well Monday. I mean, yesterday, he did not at all.
Let's see if this will be his recovery week.
Granted, he played the Eagles' defense, but still.
Which is a very stout defense, right? And then their offense just scores, it seems like, whenever they want. And Devontae Smith seems like he's doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants also.
Especially AJ Brown.
Yeah, no one is even covering the guy. They give him a 10-yard cushion is what it looks like. He just looks like he's at Bama again.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Now we got the 2 big dogs in the AFC East. The Dolphins visiting the Bills. Ooh. You're taking the Dolphins?
I'm taking the Dolphins. They're upset.
I'm taking the Bills only because they're at home and Josh Allen has a lot to prove in this game. And you know what? Whoever wins this game will be leading the AFC East, so there's a lot at stake.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills on that one. All right, the other 2 winless teams, the Broncos and the Bears.
Oh, gosh.
This is actually hard.
That's like asking me, do I want horse doo-doo or dog doo-doo?
Pretty much. Which one do you want to step in?
No.
Bear?
Terrible.
Actually, bear doo-doo or horse doo-doo? Which one do you want to step in?
Yeah, that part is, I have to pick. That's the sad.
I don't know what to do with this one.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Bears, but I don't care.
So you're not putting any energy into this one. Okay, I'm going to go the Bears because they're the home team.
Absolutely not. I have zero stock in this game. Better yet, I probably won't even watch the highlights. I'll take a look at the box score.
Yeah, I'll listen to it once we get there.
I'll take a look at the game or the results of the game via newspaper that has puzzle.
This one will be interesting. This one might be a good game to watch, and it's a 1 p.m. game on the East Coast, so noon game for me. But This might be an interesting one to watch. Okay, so we go on to the next one now. One of these teams is undefeated. The other one is 2-1, and we're talking about the Washington Commanders paying a visit to Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles. Next question.
Yeah, yeah. I was starting to think this is an easy one. I'm going Eagles on that one. Yeah. All right. So Steelers Texans here in Houston.
You know what? I'm going for the upset. Texans.
Yeah. Actually, same here. I'm gonna go Texans on this one myself. All right. So who we got? We got the Raiders and Chargers. To give you some stats, they are both 1-2. The Raiders are flying out to Los Angeles.
Well, two of the coaches, they leave a lot to be desired. It's like asking to, it's like putting makeup on a pig or trying to put clothes on an octopus. Is both not going to end up well in terms of the coaching. And I'm not talking about the teams. I'm talking about two head coaches. Just abysmal.
Right.
Just coaching malpractice 101.
No, I think whoever wins this game will be which coach makes the best decisions.
And they both make horrible decisions. Just off talent alone. The
You taking the Chargers?
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
All right.
I'm not, but I will not be surprised if they do.
I'm going to take the Raiders because I actually don't know what to do, but it seems like Josh Daniels has a lot to prove in this game, so I hope I can believe in him sometime. But let's see if he disappoints or not. We will find out very soon and very quickly. All right, so we go next to the team that upset Dallas this past week. So the Cardinals are paying a visit to the 49ers. Ooh.
Is this even a question?
No, it's not a question. I'm just hyping that up. If the Niners lose, I will be pleasantly shocked. If that happens. I highly doubt it will happen, but, if that happens for any given reason.
If the Niners lose, I will give everybody I know all of my pairs of
I mean, they should have no reason to lose that game, especially with how good their defense is and their offense as well is doing pretty well. So I don't see the Niners losing that game. But, man, what if the Cardinals pull that upset just like they did over Dallas? But Dallas should have won that game. And you know what? Speaking of Dallas, they're actually next and they're playing up against my team. New England is visiting Dallas. I'm taking the Pats. I'll follow my team.
You know what? I'm taking the Pats as well.
Wow. Can we get an upset here? Ooh. I would actually enjoy this. All right.
Now, Josh McDaniels is coaching the Patriots. I'm picking the Cowboys.
Well, thank God that's not the reality yet. But something tells me Josh McDaniels can definitely end up in New England again. Definitely. Especially once Bill Belichick is starting to talk about retirement and all that. I think they will be like, we had a guy who was under Bill. And maybe he can work with Bill's son to figure this out. You never know.
What, to make coach?
The what?
To make Josh McDaniels the head coach of the Patriots?
It could happen. Never say never.
Racism.
I don't think the Patriots are going to make Eric Bieniemy a head coach anytime soon. Not in New England.
Oh gosh.
I don't see that happening.
If Josh McDaniels gets fired from the Raiders, and then he gets another chance at head coach, I'm so done.
That would definitely not be fair. That's for sure.
I'm so done.
It definitely would be a big problem, but all right, we got 2 games to go before we call it quits here. So we got the Chiefs visiting the Jets. Man,
quarterback.
I'm sorry.
Is Zach Wilson still the quarterback of the Jets?
Absolutely.
The visiting team.
He's taking the Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs losing this game at all. They need to have an off day, and Taylor Swift needs to be distracting Travis Kelce for them to lose this game. Or Travis Kelce just has to not show up.
It is so bad for Zach Wilson right now. Patrick Mahomes could throw 4 picks, lose 3 fumbles.
And they will still win.
And the Jets are still going to lose because Zach Wilson's starting quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Well, but that's how good. That also is a testament to the Chiefs as to how good they are.
Yeah.
But
And Andy Reid could literally hand Robert Saleh the playbook from the Chiefs and tell him every play they're going to run. It's still not going to matter.
No.
No.
Execution is what will matter at that point. Who can execute? All right. So let's see. We got the last one here. Man, we got the Seahawks visiting the G-Men on Monday Night Football. When will the G-Men actually turn this around? I mean, I'm taking the Seahawks. It's not a question, but will the G-Men ever turn this around? Or are they giving up the season? Maybe they're the ones tanking, and we think Arizona's who's trying to have the first pick.
Well, it's too late now. Arizona, they kissed that number 1 overall pick goodbye. They won on that.
Right, and so did the Giants. They're 1-2.
Same old Cowboys, but what do you call it? Yeah, the only way Giants can recover is if they demand a refund from Daniel Jones and get all their money back. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and what's funny is the Giants ended up actually beating the Cardinals. Cardinals probably should have won that game, but that's actually a bad game for the Giants to win.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they should have just tanked the season. I don't know why they didn't. And I'm still shocked that they even went out of their way to win a game. I think that's actually a big negative.
Yeah. Out of that debacle, the game with the Bears and Broncos,
right?
One of those teams, if it's not a tie, one of those teams are going to mess up by getting the number 1 overall pick. They're going to win. They're going to mess around and win and be upset. It's going to cost them the number 1 overall pick.
Of course.
That's how bad.
And then the coach will be fired. If that happens, just know, because now it's almost like when a team is tanking on purpose, the coach is always fired. If that happens again, I'm starting to believe that this is a plot being used in the NFL by owners just to fire coaches.
Of course.
Because that would be too coincidental.
Well, of course. These owners, they only care about winning if they can get a lot of money out of it.
Of course. Well, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tell me your thoughts on college football in Week 4. I'm going to let you run. Go.
There's some good games. Utah, Oregon State. It would be on a Friday, of course. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Colorado has no shot against USC. Shador's going to play well, but Colorado's offensive line is hot garbage.
Yeah.
Their defensive line is hot dog water.
Absolutely.
If Travis Hunter can play, it will help somewhat. But it's not going to help enough. You thought what Bo Nix did was incredible? Take a look at what Taylor Williams is going to do. He's over here rubbing his hands like Bird, man. You can't play against that defense.
They lost Travis Hunter at the wrong time. That's pretty much what we're doing.
I'm not saying that they would have beat Oregon, but it would have been
that
closer.
Defense would have looked better.
Yeah. They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Tapwater.
No.
Last Saturday, it was awful.
Absolutely.
Georgia and Auburn, I actually think surprisingly that's going to be a good game. I do. This is Ohio State's bye week.
Right.
And Alabama plays Mississippi State. I'm going to say this. If they lose to Mississippi State, it's over for Alabama. It's over.
Yeah, the season's gone if they lose.
Season's gone. I hope they lose, too.
Right.
I do. Notre Dame and Duke.
I think that's the dangerous game of the week right there. Notre Dame, Duke. Because if Duke can beat Notre Dame, I'm being honest with you, and I'm going to say it right here. They will beat Florida State.
Who, Duke?
Yes.
Yeah. That quarterback of theirs, Riley Leonard, I like him.
Man, he can play.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a late first round pick, honestly.
Yeah, and I like the coach also. The coach is doing a great job.
Probably becoming a football town now.
Oh yeah,
they're starting to take over.
Yeah, their fan base is waking up.
Because the first thing you thought about when you meant to do with basketball, but more importantly, Coach K.
Right.
Now that he's retired, it's slowly becoming a football school now.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Agreed.
Then what else? What else is going to be a good game? Just looking through something. Ooh, LSU and Ole Miss. That's going to be good.
LSU and Ole Miss.
Yeah. And then, I'll tell you another good one. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Kansas and Texas.
Yeah, Kansas visiting Texas. Yes, that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Florida and Kentucky, that may be decent as well.
Yeah.
But I think 2 games that I'll be paying attention to is Texas, Kansas, and then Notre Dame and Duke.
Yep. Texas, Kansas, Notre Dame, Duke, Washington, Arizona. I will be up to watch that as well. I like watching Washington play. Michael Penix Jr. is just ridiculously good.
Oh, I'm watching Roman Dozie. That dude.
Haha.
That dude. And Jalen McMillan. But primarily Roman Dozie. First round pick. Scouts are saying if it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr., he'd be the first wide receiver taken.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
That dude is a monster.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Marvin Harrison, he's the best wide receiver in the draft.
I can see that. I agree. Fully.
Oh, and then I discovered another wide receiver is going to be first round pick. And he plays for Texas. And his name, Adonai Mitchell.
Mitchell.
He's 6'4". I think he's a junior or senior. I want to say he's a junior. He transferred from Georgia. He is going to be a first round pick. He's 6'4", and this dude runs routes and has great hands. He's going to be a first round pick.
I've actually seen him play in high school. I actually have seen him play in one high school game. He actually went to a school here in Missouri City, which is in Houston. I think he went to Cambridge. I got to research that to make sure. I think he went to Cambridge. That kid can play. I did not know he actually ended up in Georgia and then moved over to Texas. I had no idea he was at Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so those games will be interesting.
Yeah, I need to look into this. He is 6'4", 196. And yep, he's the one that went to Cambridge. Yep, that's him.
Yeah, he's going to be a first round pick. I think this will be the last segment, and then we'll wrap it up. But I think these 8 receivers are all have the potential of being first round picks. I would say 5 wide receivers are lots to be first round picks. And here's the list. Let me find it real fast. Yeah, wide receivers. So, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a lock being the first round pick. He's a lock.
Right.
Emeka Buka, he's a lock. He's going to be a first round pick. Rome Udunzi, he's a lock. He's going to be first round pick. That's 3.
Okay.
Malik Nickers from LSU, lock. He's going to be first round pick. Those 4 locks easily.
Yeah.
I would say the 5th one. The 5th lock would be what's his face. Who's the 5th lock? Keon Coleman from Florida State. I think he's going to be first. I think Adonai Mitchell. He's going to be a first round pick. That's 6. And then the 2 other wide receivers who I think could possibly be first round picks. Troy Franklin from Oregon, who absolutely destroyed the secondary of Colorado.
Yeah.
This past Saturday. And from Missouri. His name is Luther Burden.
Luther Burden out of Missouri.
Out of Missouri. I think those could be your 8 first-round picks, a wide receiver. And that could be an NFL record, by the way.
Well, this could be interesting. Okay. All right. So, we'll call that an end for the podcast. I mean, it definitely has been an hour and 5 minutes. So